Hey guys, happy Thursday. I have a message for you today that actually a friend of mine and I stumbled upon when we were having a conversation the other day. Recently I actually said this phrase, guard your peace, which is the title of this video, to a friend while we were conversing. She was experiencing some like upheaval and distress in her world. And her response to me verbatim was, I wish I knew how. And I was like, how many people don't even know where to start to guard their peace or even know why it's important to be aware of and doing regularly? And it got me thinking, do I even know exactly what I'm doing? And so I sat down and thought some more about it and came up with 5 basic ways, not an exhaustive list, but a starting point for starting this healing process that are easy and accessible and frankly free ways to experience this next level healing, because that is why guarding your peace is important. How do we guard our peace and why are the real questions? Okay, let's tackle that first, and then I'm going to start giving you some of these tips. Okay. The why we're guarding our peace is what leads to the doing of actually guarding our peace. So the why leads to the do. Why would we want to guard our peace? Okay. You need peace in your world. To me, peace is the absence of like stress and disease and negativity. Peace is a centered, grounded place, and it's a place of healing. It's like the happy place in my world, at least. You might see it differently. I invite you to share how you look at things in the comments. It's awesome to have discussions around this. But to me, in my world, the happy place is the experience of peace, and it's where you aren't breeding dis-ease or damage to your body or mind or spirit. And in my world as well, from a Christian perspective, it's a fruit of the Spirit. It's that important that it creates and generates fruit. It generates results, healthy, healing, wholeness as results, fruit, good things come from it. So I also consider it to be important on a spiritual level in my own world. Guarding your peace, the how behind it looks like whatever is necessary to protect your peace around you and my peace around me. And it's different for everyone. Sometimes it's a process of trial and error, which is why I have 5 different ideas for you today. And there are more than that out there. It's not just that is the only list and something better work or else you're in trouble. No, it's not like that at all. I think what's important for me is the visualization of peace being a light at the end of the tunnel, kind of a thing for me, a concept. Hope is the same for me too. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. If I can put on my blinders and kind of have a little bit of tunnel vision towards peace, then when fear and anxiety and negativity and whatever else distressing triggers pop up in my world, the blinders keep me a little bit focused, at least, or a lot focused on what really matters, the peace that I can see peeking out of the darkness at the end of the tunnel. It's not like some unattainable goal that you have to travel to an end of a tunnel to get to. I don't mean it that specifically, but I'm just saying it's a focal point. It's a trajectory. It's a grounding point for me, at least. And I encourage you to look at it that way too. It doesn't mean that fear, anxiety, triggers, negativity go away. It doesn't mean they don't exist. They're always going to be there. They're part of living life. The point is that when we can protect our peace and guard our peace, we don't have to be influenced by all those negative factors all the time, because those negative factors, those stressors, those fears, anxieties, negative people, negative situations, they are what perpetuate disease and perpetuate bad outcomes in our world. And they certainly are the antithesis or the opposite of peace, what we don't want. So that is the brief explanation for me about what the why and a little bit of what the how looks like. And we're going to dive into more of the how to protect your peace now. I'm going to give you a couple pointers on where to start. Number 1, start speaking peace. Speak in a peaceful language. We choose the voice we speak in our own heads and in our own world. So speak peace and life over yourself. Always start working on that as a habit. I actually have something out there that I created to help myself and fellow limeys and warriors looking to protect their peace. It's free. It's a freebie that I created. So if it would help you, let me know and you can have it. It's a deck of 5 affirmation graphics that I wrote and designed that are sized to even fit as your phone home or lock screen, so you can be centered on that, because how many of us are on our phones? A lot. That's a great place to put some healing peace into your world. On your phone, on your refrigerator, on your mirror, in your car, anywhere around you. And affirmations are one thing you can use, words that you can use to protect your peace, but it could be song lyrics or poetry or Bible verses or whatever that speaks to you, a quote that you heard that speaks peace to you specifically in this case. It's important to get used to using your senses to engage peace. So speaking the words, hearing yourself speak the words, and even seeing the words when you're saying them, if you're reading them from somewhere, and even throw in writing it down as an extra bonus step. Those things engage multiple senses and sensory experiences that is shown to help solidify a habit and solidify the act of bringing peace into your world. So this is why it's more than just some words. And it's not about toxic positivity, positive toxicity. I almost said, and I was like, that's not even words. It's not about that either. It's not about like denying reality and that negative things exist. It's about your choice to focus on what brings you healing, that being peaceful things and truth in your world. So if you'd like that affirmation deck as a place to get started, let me help you out. I'll totally throw you the link and show you how to use them. Okay. And the second way to guard your peace right now is to know your triggers. But it's not just about knowing. Knowledge is power, yes. Knowledge with action, though, is real power. That's empowerment. That's where the rubber meets the road and you start seeing results. So don't just be fooled by like knowing things. Know your triggers and break from them. Start the process, at least, of breaking away from the triggers that threaten your peace. Acknowledge that you're finding threats to your peace. That right there can be hard enough to do. You have to sometimes humble yourself to do that. And then continue to add to that list as needed as you realize triggers are threatening your peace over time. Continue to be honest with yourself. Just because you love a certain person, a certain activity, just because you might love a good debate or setting the record straight, doesn't mean any of that is conducive to your peaceful healing or conducive to your healthiest, most peaceful choice, really. It might not mean ditching it completely, but at the very least, it will mean boundaries around what does not bring you peace. It is not mean or rude, by the way, to acknowledge a trigger and to set a boundary around it, to block it, avoid it, whatever needs to be done for your best health. In fact, this can very much be done in utmost love and respect for yourself and for the outside force that is threatening your peace. Okay, so just remember that. You deserve your peace and you deserve your love and respect for yourself. That is healing. That right there is a whole layer and level of healing for you. I have 3 more tidbits that are easy, like I said, free, easy ways to guard your peace very specifically starting right now. I just talked about them in my Limey and Crunchy group. I have it linked in the description here. So if you want to catch the other 3 tidbits to my 5 points, go hop over there, grab the rest of the video. All the points are there for you. And also, if you would like your affirmation deck, just leave me a comment and I will shoot it to you immediately. All right. Like I said, it's a freebie that I created to help myself and want to share with all of you guys too. If you're catching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell if you like what you're hearing and you can use this more towards your healing journey. Tag your friends, share with your friends, and cheers to you as you create your best peaceful healing journey for yourself. I'm here for it. I support you. And I am voting all of your peaceful healing victories. Cheers, guys.